The first time I watched Harry Styles' new music video, I was super confused. Like, what is even happening? But I watched it 12 more times. Now I see it has many, many layers that all connect at the end into something bigger. But we'll get there. In the video, Harry's alone in his hotel room. He calls the front desk for help. His face is pretty grim and unhappy. He leaves his room, and then a very specific looking man appears. He starts following Harry. He's holding a plastic "Have a Nice Day" bag with a smiley face on it. He puts the bag down and then chases Harry down the endless hallways. And then they end up dancing together. At the end, the video kind of loops. Harry goes back up the escalator, back to his bed, and hums to himself, "We belong together." And the video ends. None of it made sense to me at first, but I wasn't gonna give up until I figured it out. And the first thing I wanted to know was what was up with that shot of alcohol. It felt very out of place and random, but also one of the first things we see when Harry leaves his room. And I was like, why is that there though? A little later in the video, Harry gets pushed up against a vending machine in between a fight with the man, and he gulps down a sparkling water very aggressively. Both of those images, combined with the lyrics of Aperture, "Drinks go straight to my knees, I'm going on clean." I see the first read of the video as addiction, or more specifically, alcoholism. The man that's chasing Harry is the demon that you can't escape. You see it behind you on the escalator, in the hallway. It follows you everywhere. No matter what you try to replace it with, it won't be satisfying. By the end of the video, Harry doesn't defeat the demon, he learns to dance with it, and they move in sync together. You can't kill an addiction, you just learn how to live with it. You accept it's part of your life and find a way to move and coexist anyway. The lyric "We belong together" is less about joy or romance and more about surrender and resignation. We belong together because it is what it is. I don't really have a choice. There's this acceptance of the thing that you can't escape. So I kind of thought that was the story of the video. But then I was like, what about the title, Aperture? It's the part of the camera that lets the light in, as the lyrics say. It controls exposure. Then we can look at the man that's following him not as a metaphorical stalker, but as a literal stalker. Harry's fame makes it so he can't go anywhere without being recognized or followed. I thought the choice of what the stalker looked like and what he was wearing was so specific. I went down a rabbit hole trying to figure out if it's a reference to something. It turns out that the appearance of the stalker is a direct reference to David Bowie's 1997 music video, "I'm Afraid of Americans." In that video, there's a man that looks very similar with the same energy, chases David Bowie around New York City. That video was about American cultural imperialism and violence seeping into the world around it. And here, Harry's using the same visual language. It's a pretty clear reference. The chase, the paranoia, the hypervigilance, but I think he's using it to represent something more personal, where the second theme becomes fame. Harry leaves the isolated hotel room and immediately has to deal with this man chasing him. He left his room of anonymity and now is dealing with overexposure. The chase and the fight are both the fans chasing him and his stardom and the pressure that comes with it. Pushed into walls, thrown down the stairs, beat up by fame. But then there's a moment where instead of running from the demon, Harry runs at it. And the demon lifts him up in the air like Dirty Dancing. It kind of looks like Harry is crowd surfing, and it's a pretty clear reference to the movie Dirty Dancing. And he's beaming for the first time. After this whole weird fight he had, he's on top of the world, propped up by this demon. The Dirty Dancing dance move makes you think of the song, "I've had the time of my life and I owe it all to you." He owes his life to the demon of fame. His career, his platform, everything. So he both runs from it, fights it, and owes it everything. Then he bites the demon's hand. And that's like a direct metaphor for the phrase, "bite the hand that feeds you." Fame is the hand that feeds him. And when he bites it, he then gets swung around by the demon pretty violently, almost cartoonishly, like Miss Trunchbull swinging a girl by her pigtails in the movie Matilda. He's being put in his place and punished for his ingratitude. Okay, cool, so it's about addiction and fame. But then I was like, what's with the bag? The plastic "Have a Nice Day" smiley face bag. It was a super interesting choice and I really wanted to figure it out. That bag could be a symbol of American consumerism. And then I remember the scene of him drinking the sparkling water. The first time I saw it, it looked like an ad. I remember feeling surprised that the can wasn't showing a label, because it was placed so much like a product advertisement. At one point in the fight with the demon, Harry's literally being spun up in the air like a pizza, like something to be consumed. Putting all those together, I think the third theme here is really consumerism, which is sort of a dark layer underneath fame. Fame isn't just about being seen, it's also about being consumed and commodified. The one moment of respite that Harry has in his battle with the demon is when he drinks the water, and it's framed like a literal advertisement. He doesn't get a break from being a product. And the "Have a Nice Day" bag is a platitude that people use that doesn't allow for any other emotion to exist. The way it's phrased is like you're not allowed to not have a nice day. And usually people don't want to hear about a celebrity complaining about their exposure. So the demon carrying this bag might be Harry saying, "I feel the pressure to always be good, to always be on, and to always be having a nice day, even when it's impossible to." There's also a possible reference to the 1991 movie My Own Private Idaho. There's a scene where Keanu Reeves says, "When I left home, the maid asked me where I was off to. I said, wherever, whatever, have a nice day." And the other guy says, "You had a maid?" The pain that Keanu Reeves is trying to express in that scene gets completely skipped over because the wealth is the only thing that the other character sees, and for good reason. But maybe Harry's trying to say that that's what it's like being a celebrity, that no one wants to hear it. Maybe that one's a stretch, maybe not. Another sort of deep cut is the staircase scene because it was so specific that I was like, what is this for? It looks like a pretty direct reference to the show Silo, where the rich live at the top of the stairs and the poor people live at the bottom of the staircase. When Harry fights the demon of fame, he tumbles down the stairs, knocked down from his status. So here we have addiction, fame, consumption. I thought it was done, but every time I watched the video, I felt like the dancing was so familiar to something. At first, I thought it was similar to the Maddie Ziegler Sia music videos, but then I found it. In 2001, Fatboy Slim released a music video for the song Weapon of Choice. Directed by Spike Jonze and starring Christopher Walken, it's a super iconic and heavily referenced music video. In it, Walken is alone in the lobby, looking tired and bored. The music kicks in and he starts dancing and letting go, to the point where he's eventually flying through the hotel atrium. It's very surrealism and joyful. That video is about freedom from conformity through self-expression and joy. Dancing is his escape from the mundane hotel. Walken literally transcends the mundanity of life. It's pretty clear that Aperture's video is a direct reference to that. The key difference is that in Weapon of Choice, Walken is alone. There's no antagonist with him. He's simply free. But in Aperture, Harry's dancing with the stalker, his demon, the thing that he's fighting, the thing he can't escape. Walken flies away at the end. He escapes and transcends. Harry starts the whole loop all over again, goes back to his room, and lies on the bed in the same position. Walken's escape was a fantasy. Harry's return is surrender. How do all these layers fit together? Addiction gives you relief and destroys you. Fame gives you a platform and surveils you. Capitalism gives you livelihood but exploits you. All of them are about being trapped by the thing that sustains you. The demon isn't all evil, which is why Harry doesn't defeat it in the video and ultimately dances with it. We belong together isn't triumphant or romantic, and it's not even tragic, it's just true. Harry's version of this is fame, but this structure applies to anyone stuck in a complicated relationship with something that feeds them. Maybe a job that pays you well but is grinding you down, a relationship that sustains but also suffocates you, or a habit you can't quit because it helps you cope. Putting it all together, I really loved how the video synthesized all these themes to being about what it feels like to be trapped by the thing that keeps you alive. Most of us know that feeling. Even if our demon has a different haircut, we don't always get to fly away like Christopher Walken. Sometimes the demon follows you home. Sometimes you learn how to make peace with that. Peace can look like lying on a bed, humming quietly, knowing what you're stuck with. We belong together. That's Aperture. Let me know if I missed anything. There were a few references I didn't include in this analysis, like how the hallway chases really reminded me of Severance, and how part of the music video is filmed in the same place as Billie Eilish's Birds of a Feather video. Is there anything missing that I didn't catch? What did you think of this analysis? What do you think the video is about? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.